And, of course, looking back at last night as well, if you were at the game last night against Montreal, you probably had a great time. I mean, it was a great scene from the jump. And by the jump, I mean the jump from out of the rafters from Sabretooth.
Yeah.
I thought during the day, and I never mentioned it on the air, I thought during the day, like, yeah, I remember when Sabretooth used to come out of the rafters.
Yeah.
And sure enough, when they did that, like, of all the things to hit me in the feels, as they say, Joe, it was the tiger coming out of the roof. Like, I was like, oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. We're back.
Do you think the guy who is the current guy or girl who's the current mascot, when they were going through their plans, like, what do we used to do in 06? Like, well, the mascot used to jump out of the used to what?
Yeah, right. I'm sorry. Excuse
you want me to do what?
Well, call that person back and tell them to get back in the suit.
Right.
Because I'm not doing it.
Exactly. It went well, though.
It did.
He had been Sabretooth had been stuck before.
Yes, that has happened before.
Like, one of the last times I think they did it, which was years ago, I'm sure.
A long time.
Yeah, I think there was a mishap where they were, like, stuck in midair for maybe 5 minutes. That feels right.
Could have been worse.
Yeah. But, yeah, the Briere narrated video before, and I thought the players all being on skates was pretty cool.
The players on
seeing
skates
them lace them up before
was a super nice touch for them to all be on the ice together for a picture and for a moment. And, Ryan Miller there just to address the crowd.
Yep.
Yeah, it was great. And then the surprise announcement that Thomas Vanek and Jason Pominville will be inducted into the Sabres Hall of Fame next year.
Yeah.
That was great, too.
That was cool.
So, yeah, I mean, just
surprising them, too. Like, it was Miller introducing. Like, they said they had no idea what was coming.
Yeah.
Which was a pretty cool way to do it, I thought.
And then Lindy Ruff just casually said, when talking about Vanek and Pominville and remembering them, a French scout talked to him about Pominville, and he's got hands like a surgeon, and his compete, blah, blah, blah. And he said, kind of reminds me of, you know who he said? I
do know who he said. I don't think I would have guessed it, though, if he hadn't said it.
Not necessarily, but
no.
He said Josh Doan.
Okay.
Like Pominville,
yeah.
He thinks Doan plays the way that Pominville used to play.
Yeah. Because I had a similar conversation last night with people that was, is there any player on the team right now that reminds you of someone from that team? Like, there's not a lot of guys that are, like, there was no Tage, 6'7", sniper on that team.
The closest to Tage, I don't know. Like,
I don't know that there's anyone that's really close to anybody.
No, that's right. If you want to go down that road, I want to say there are times where Tage carries the puck like Vanek used to carry the puck very rarely, but did sometimes. Vanek would just decide, I'm bigger and stronger. I'm going to go through you and then roof it.
Right.
And you'd say, like, wow, that guy's really talented and he's kind of big and strong too, but he's definitely not the same player really at all.
Right.
Last night, Tyson Kozak reminded me of Briere because he wears 48.
Okay, sure, right, the numbers.
But the rest of it, yeah, like, if you want someone else here, like
Norris and Connolly, just because of the injuries,
I might give you like Tallinder and Samuelson, maybe. I don't know.
Tallinder never, like the way Samuelson is this year, Tallinder never really was physical like that, right?
Yeah.
Samuelson is like putting people through the wall this year, and that was never Tallinder, right? Like it's kind of interesting that there aren't a lot. I don't think,
Yeah, you're probably right.
Like, who is comparable from that team to Tuck?
Who's Gosted? Who's Tuck?
Yeah, who's Tuck from that team?
I mean, Tuck might be Vanek. I don't know.
Again, though, but Tuck's also like one of the best penalty killers in the league, and that wasn't Vanek.
Vanek just needed a chance.
So, different, and maybe, the vibes are similar right now,
for
the way
me,
it's building.
Last night was a reminder of, we're all out here ready to talk about any player of all time that we like, and we think like, oh, this person's underrated. This person's underrated. People forget about this guy. Every time I'm reminded about Thomas Vanek, I remember how he was like my favorite. I loved Vanek so much, and watched some highlights of him yesterday. They put him on the Jumbotron. Remember the Vanek game where he torched Tuukka Rask for a hat trick in Boston? He had a 5-point night, and then who did that last night? That was Tage last night.
Yeah.
But of course, Tage is like more of a point producer. Afinogenov, who's that on this team? Like nobody. There's nobody that's.
No.
I mean, McLeod. If you want just straight speed.
Just on speed.
I know, right.
Everything else is different.
That's right.
Everything else is different.
You've got traits and you've got flashes.
Yeah.
I was thinking, though, about, and we'll get to the Bills and the Broncos, and if you want to call us on that, I was thinking about how the arc of the team we are watching right now is not that different than the arc of the 05-06 team, where they started the season very uninspiring, meh, whatever. And then
Off of multiple years of whatever, not great.
A drought, no expectation that they would just instantly all come together and figure it out. And then they had a 14-0-1 or something. They had a crazy, crazy streak when Ryan Miller got hurt, which was probably...
They won 12 of 13,
right.
And you could probably maybe even expand that out a little bit. But it was 12 of 13 from November to December.
Gotcha. December, they go 11-2-1.
Yeah.
And most of that is without Miller. Yeah, the end of November, here you go. They were 8-9-0. That 05-06 team.
Yeah.
And by the time their hot streak stopped, they were 26-11-12.
Yeah.
That is 18-2-2.
Yeah.
And that's when everybody kind of figured out, like, oh, okay, this is something. And after the crazy win streak, they just kind of kept it up. They were 4-0-2 in February. They were 7-2 in April. This team, like, is this still part of the same streak? Or is the streak over and they're just regular good?
Yeah, because the 10-game win streak ended, and it was, okay, how are they going to respond? The last time they had a 10-game win streak, they followed up with a 5-game losing streak. In the 6 games since the 10-game win streak ended, they have won 5 in regulation, all by more than 1 goal. Some of those are empty netters, but you haven't even gone, like, you haven't allowed Montreal, Philadelphia, New York to get a point in any of these games, which I think is secondary, but like they're looking good during this stretch, even when they're winning the games. And I don't know, like last night, Montreal's been good, fun, young all year. I had forgotten until the game ended the Sabres had played the night before.
Oh.
Did they ever look like a team last night that was playing on a back-to-back? Maybe the energy of the night and the reunion night helped.
I had snarked to you guys, and I even said to my wife, I'm like, it's going to be a miracle for them to win this game. A back-to-back with, due respect to Colten Ellis. Colten Ellis in net, who for me is like just a heart
He's a wild man.
He's a heart attack to watch.
He's a wild man. I love him. You never know what you're going to get. It's crazy.
You're going to beat a good team off a back-to-back, and you're throwing your absolute magic 8-ball dice roll in the net. Like, good luck, fellas. And they did it.
He did something last night where somebody, like a couple rows behind me, just screamed, "This guy's an animal!" He laughed so much.
That third period where he came out and launched that puck right to a Montreal guy. Crazy sequence ensued, and the Zucker block. Like,
you know what it is? It's fun. I think he is mostly that way because he has a very good ability to stop the puck and no ability to cover the puck.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
He can't cover the puck for some reason.
I've never seen a guy that literally cannot get his glove over top of the puck that consistently. It's like the first thing you learn how to do as a goalie is just like put the glove right over top of it and just don't let anybody get it loose. It's just like every other time he touches it.
When he fired it right to the Montreal player, I thought to myself, like, maybe this guy needs that to fuel him. Like, you know what I'm going to do?
He's like juice.
I'm going to turn this over right now.
Right.
Because that's how I'm staying locked into this game.
It's insane.
Yeah. I mean,
he continues to get results, though. Like, every game goes like this where you go.
Scoring 5 helps.
Right. Which they've done, I don't know.
They've done a lot. They've scored 4 or more in this stretch a lot.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of it.
And you know, that definitely is a massive factor, but he also gives them good saves at big times.
Yeah.
And like, you know, a couple of those goals last night are not good.
Right.
And he looks like a disaster. You know, Paul comes down to me after the first period. He's like, "Am I crazy or is he all over the place?" I'm like, yeah, but that's kind of just what he is at this point. Like, I keep saying to you guys, I don't know whether he's just a guy that looks like that and just will find success looking like that because he's just a chaos agent and can do it, or if he's got to really settle some stuff down to become what he's going to be in the league. But he just keeps getting results, and you know, it's a trip every time. But man, he's doing it.
Yeah, to your point about the goals, in the 17-game stretch here, they've scored 3 or more goals in 16 of them.
That's going to win you a lot of games.
The only game they didn't score at least 3 was the Columbus loss.
Right.
That's insane.
Yep. They score and they win. That's what they do.
Including they've scored 5 in 5 of their last 6.
Yep.
I mean, that's nuts.
It's crazy.
That's the 06 team.
You have depth of scoring. You have, like, my wife was at the game with me last night, and, you know, there might be a few Sabres fans that are kind of like this. I mean, we have busy lives. You're kind of plugging back in. She's like, "Ostland, who's that?" I'm like, "Oh, This guy's he's a good player. He's been in the organization. He's new. He's here now. He's good, and he's on the team. He's one. And like, hey, Josh Doan, this guy's a revelation. Like, it's kind of amazing. You almost want to say, like, I don't know what Kesselring will become, but the throw-in in the trade, or not throw-in, like Paul said that the Sabres very much indicated you were not going to get the Peterka deal done without Doan. The deal should have been for Doan.
Right.
And, all right, fine, we'll take Kesselring, too. I mean, we'll see if he ends up being as good as he can be. But, man, Doan, the best second piece to a trade ever.
I remember coming on with you guys and talking about that trade and being like, I played against Doan a little bit coming up, and, like, I think he's got a little in there, and I felt like I was going out on a limb, being like, he could score 10 goals this year.
Yeah.
And it's been
He's awesome.
It's incredible.
He's awesome.
That goal he scores last night from the goal line is such a veteran, patient play to just, I've got nothing. I'm just going to hold this here and wait for Fowler to get down where I want him, and I'm just going to go take it. I know exactly what I want to do. I know where I got to go with it. I know I need to put the shot. I'm just going to go do it, and it just, boom, done, over.
Yep.
It's incredible. And, they have just been playing. They're getting contribution from the back end, the up front. Tage has really come around. He is. Have you guys noticed how much more he's using his size and like blocking guys off from pucks along the walls? He's winning so many battles. Like, this team is just, they are playing the kind of hockey that you can win all year and anywhere with.
We're approaching, and we might even have reached it. If they don't make it, it will be a disappointment.
I
think we are there.
I'm there.
You got to make it, or else, man, it's like a what happened kind of scenario.
And the division is not helping them. I went back and looked this morning because I was curious. You drop this team with their record into last year's Atlantic Division today. They are 1 point ahead of the Panthers, second in the division.
Wow.
And they are comfortably in a playoff spot. 56 points. Florida had 55 through 46 last year on this date. And they are playing so well and winning so many games, but the division is doing them no favor.
That's why last night's big, the win in regulation. Because now you're 3 points back of Montreal, and just keep winning and hope that Detroit or Montreal is going to let you back in. Or really, if you just win your head-to-head games against the Canadiens this month, then you're in it. You're in the top three.
They're on a 100-point pace right now, the Sabres are.
Yeah.
I mean, I had so many thoughts last night. Watching the intermissions and seeing Brian Duff with Marty, Palmer, and Vanek all in the black and white, the goat head jersey.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we all love the goat head jersey. I started to really think, like, this is such a good look all the time that listen, we don't sit here and like talk about changing their jerseys again, but man, it is so clean, as they say. It looks so right. And when the building is awash in it and their whole aesthetic is black and red, and like the idea that they're whatever, evil, they've kind of linked into Stranger Things before. Every kind of theme they lean on when they wear black and red is so great. And the players have talked about it as well. Tage, there were comments from Tage last night talking about like winning is fun. It's the most fun he's ever had here, and it's not fake. Like, how about that? It's not fake. Man, what a time! It's like Christmas happened and we all got a hockey team.
Right.
I'm actually in the arena last night thinking about what it would be like to be there for a playoff game and how intense it would be to be there in overtime, which hasn't happened in 14 years. The tribute videos up there, as they're showing all the stuff. The Sabres interviewed me, and I'm part of the little montage that's up there, and I think, man, I am 20 years older, and it looks like it to me, too. Seeing myself on the Jumbotron, I was like, oh, boy, that is 20 years removed from 0506.
Was it the gray in the beard?
No, there's some other parts of it. But either way, it's whatever. It's 20 years ago. That was such a long time ago. And that team is so present in our minds. And for them to have played a high-scoring game like that for the 0506 night, it was a great night. We continue to have better and better nights down there. And it's the other thing about it that I think is worth saying is for the last 2, 3, 4 years, I think, my opinion here, the Sabres have been doing a lot better job at all caps here, everything, except the team on the ice. And whenever you try to compliment that or point out that they've been doing a lot of good things, Whether it's the food or it's the theme nights or it's the this or the presentation or the videos or the content, everything has been getting a lot better. And now the hockey team is good enough that people are going to like notice all that. So credit to them. Credit to the Sabres. It's been awesome. And they are on a 100-point pace. And congratulations now. If you don't make the playoffs, we're going to be furious.
Yes, you have expectations. Get ready.
Fire the GM if they don't make it. No, I'm kidding. But I am eager to see his first move. When Jarmo got the job, one of the first things a lot said in the hockey community was, well, he's going to want to put his stamp on this team. And so far, he's just kind of stood there while they win all the time.
Yeah. Right, he's just watching it.
Good stamp.
Right, just hanging out, watching it, and
hanging out.
Letting it go, letting it breathe a little bit. They are 16-6-2 at home, by the way, this year.
It's pretty good.
That's another way. Like, even, wasn't it true during the year they missed by one that they weren't that good at home? Is that the year that was the case? There was one of those years where they just couldn't win at home.
Yeah.
And I know, like, the standings matter more, but if you give fans a reason to come back time after time after time because, I'm a season ticket holder and, instead of 16-6-2 at home, I'm 10-12-2. Them being this good at home, I do think helps. Yeah, the year they missed by one, they were 17-20-4 at home. They were 25-13-3 on the road. They were way better on the road. And again, like in the standings, it counts the same. But for the nights you get in the arena, so much better. So much better this go around. I mean, this is the best home season, this is the best year to go to games so far in maybe the entirety of the drought.
Yeah. Rich in Lakeview leads us off. Rich, what's up?
Good morning. Happy Sabre Friday, I guess.
Sure.
Sure.
Football on Saturday.
Victory Friday. We'll call it Victory Friday.
Victory Friday. I'm not quite alliteration, but close enough. So, yesterday, and I'm thinking about what I was originally calling, I'm a guy who remembers the very first Sabre game, watching it on Channel 7. I remember listening to the radio when Robert in 73 scored in overtime because we didn't have good enough aluminum foil to get Hockey Night in Canada at that time. And it was very quick to fall in love with this team. And there's been different incarnations. The hardest working team in hockey in the mid-'90s. This team, where my kids fell in love with the team. People try to explain to your kids, people waiting out by the hundreds in front of a convenience store gas station to get pucks and pins and pennants and no matter where they could find it, a whole black market before eBay. And you know what? I tell you, I'm not looking at the daily standings. I watched the whole game yesterday. I've always been a Sabre fan. Have I been frustrated?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it was must-see TV yesterday. I was locked in for all three periods. It was on the big TV. It wasn't something in the back while you're vacuuming or reading whatever or scrolling on your phone. You were locked in. And it was good to have my kids go yesterday because that's the team they fell in love. So what I was calling about yesterday, and you guys were at the game so you didn't see it, on the broadcast they've been having players and former players kind of join in the major with Razor and Dunleavy, and it's more of like a matting cast. They come in, it's impromptu, which leads me to believe the ability to broadcast and be a professional athlete are usually mutually exclusive. So when I saw you saw that Ryan Miller night, is it just me? He is so much more vocal as an alumni member. I mean, he quasi-emceed yesterday, did the unveiling for the Hall of Fame. I mean, he was the Zen guy, right, as a player. He would talk. He would have a couple good quotes and clips. But he seems to be like the alumni leader. This is a guy maybe for the vibes. I know he's on the other coast, but that's somebody I'd love to have in this organization because I need guys like that to have this group of team, and I think it's happening. Have we fallen in love with different versions of the Sabres? If they fall in love with us, this could be a great next 2 or 3 years coming up.
Yeah, thanks, Rich. I'm thinking did Miller do a video for Owen Power. That's right. When Owen Power got drafted,
Yeah, he did. He did.
they had him narrate a video about, hey, kid, you're coming from Michigan. Let me tell you about the place you're going to be.
He did that. He also, when they brought back the black and red, I think to introduce that, he got like a black and red leather jacket and rode to the arena like on a motorcycle.
Yeah. Whenever they're asking, he's doing it, which is great. I'm kind of with Rich. Every time we would talk about him in the past before Kevin Adams was removed, I'd say, does he want to be the GM?
Right.
Like, I would just like to have him around the organization. And, the players all being back yesterday, it was great. A lot of them do work in hockey and front offices. I mean, Jay McKee's been a coach. Thomas Vanek's in the Sharks front office as well, as Miller is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it makes it feel like a hockey family like most hockey teams are. Like, they're back in the day, Perreault used to just be at the games all the time, right? Like, and he'd sing on the Jumbotron and just like, having greats walking around the building feels very hockey.